Players fed off their energy. It started at the ball walk, and just seeing the look on 45% of the players who played their first game tonight in a Tennessee uniform, and about half of them have already come up to me and said, "Coach, now I get what you've been preaching and saying, that this place is special." And we set the temperament of the state of Tennessee, and the magnitude and relevance, and the people coming out for the ball walk, our fans, our student section. It was a great atmosphere. Now here's my challenge. We need you at noon Saturday. And the next evolution of this young football team is how can we handle this, put it to rest, come to work tomorrow with a short work week versus a very good quality of opponent, a very good football team again that knows how to win in Arkansas State. But excited for our players. Again, 45% played their first game. We played 21 true freshmen and 32 newcomers overall. I knew we were ready to go by our overall demeanor starting yesterday in our walkthroughs and at the hotel. I thought our older players did a tremendous job of mentoring the younger guys. I thought Justin played a very, very productive football game. He played winning football at the quarterback position. He managed the offense. First games, you always worry about turnovers. We generated, forced 3, and we didn't turn the football over. I thought we played well on special teams. We gave up 1 return that we got to work to get better on and continue to improve. But 0 turnovers in the first game was great to see. I thought our tight end position had productivity. It was great to have Jason Witten in our locker room before the game and welcome him back. And so again, a very, very productive night. I didn't think we got into much rhythm in the first half, though, offensively. Our defense did a great job, and special teams are generating some turnovers, and we did a good job of capitalizing, and scoring touchdowns and not kicking field goals. But I didn't think we really got into an overall rhythm. Second half was a little bit better. We had 5 in a row in terms of third down conversions, of possessing the football and keeping Chucky Keaton on the sidelines was a big thing for us. So I'll answer any questions you may have.
Which I know you've challenged A.J. Johnson a lot in the offseason to make more big plays and not just get a bunch of tackles. For him to have that pick, almost a second pick, force the fumble on special teams, is that kind of what you've envisioned seeing from him?
Absolutely. He does his job, and he takes pride in his job, and he takes pride in his quality and performance, the quality which you talk about playing. And, he does a great job. We're going to need more from him. Obviously, there's some things we need to get corrected overall as we continue to improve. And, the most growth and development of football teams usually happen from week 1 to week 2. And so we have to take monumental steps in moving forward. This is just one game. Still a lot of mistakes that we have to clean up. But again, it's always great to start 1-0 versus a very, very good Utah State football team. They're a good football team. It's a quality opponent.
Did the defense play better than you thought it would?
Well, I think we've really improved our team speed. I thought we were very active. We were able to apply pressure to Chucky Keaton, and he's a great player. I thought we did a great job in the secondary. But again, being resilient, we give up a big play at the first or second possession of the game, and then we settle in and we force, them to punt the football. But we're going to have to swarm. We're going to have to play with great effort. If we don't, we become very average. So effort and 63 strain, which we talk about, that has to be our calling card in everything we do in this football program.
Butch, how much more reflective was this team of the coaching style that not just you, but Mike and John and everybody wants to show out on the field?
Well, again, we want to be a football team that has great team chemistry, that has a love and a passion for Tennessee and what we represent, and plays with great effort and great strain, and a team that doesn't beat itself. And it was great to see with the turnovers. But again, we have to learn from our mistakes and correct it. But, we're not anywhere where we need to be, but we're making progress.
Is it a different feeling in the locker room, though, that so much of the team now has been recruited by you and your staff?
It doesn't have, I think it's more, instead of hoping to win, it's earning the right to win. And our players earn the right to win by their week of preparation and their preparation to taking care of their bodies. Now, what you did this week doesn't make any difference in next week. But we always talk about, rather than hoping to win, investing in victory, earning that right to win by your work ethic, by your style of play, by your investment of studying film and your team chemistry. And yeah, it's different. And, you know, I love our last year's senior class, and they meant so much to us, but as we continue to build this football program and move forward, you know, these players expect to win.
On third down specifically, why were you guys able to get them off the field so regularly?
Well, I think a lot of times, it was third and long situations, and we had the key fourth down stop early that really provided a momentum change, and field position was critical. You know, and so much about football is field position and hidden yardage, but, you know, I thought we stayed ahead of the sticks defensively and put them in third and long situations.
As a follow-up to that, early in the second quarter, the 3rd and 1, the 4th and 1, how important is that for a young, new defensive front to develop confidence?
Well, very important. I thought Derek Barnett played well. You know, true freshman making his first career start. I thought he did a very, very good job. But it is, you know, then the flip side, you know, we jump off sides and have an illegal procedure penalty on 4th and 1. We don't get a 3rd and 1. That's unacceptable. And then 4th and 1, we jump off sides, which is unacceptable. And so there are a lot of things we need to go back and get corrected as we continue to move forward.
Coach, you referenced Justin already, how he played. How important was it that you get that kind of performance from him with 5 new offensive linemen? You know,
It was very, very critical. And Justin was calm and collected, and he acted like he had been there before. And he was kind of a calming presence on the sideline. And I thought our receivers, for the most part, did a good job of catching the football. They made some really good catches to extend drives, you know, and we haven't had that in the past. So that was great to see as well. You know, and then, you know, some of the quick touches, you know, Von Pearson makes a great play in the open field, and that's what we need to be able to do.
What you talk about, all your young guys on defense, but the older guys are the ones to step up tonight. Just how critical is that Ryan Randolph, kind of older, but Jalen Reeves-Maybin and Cam Sutton kind of carry them for you?
Remember now, Jalen Reeves-Maybin played 3 snaps last year on defense. You know, it's sad when we think he's an older player and he's just playing in his 2nd year. But Jalen's been, again, I can't say enough about him. We asked so much of him, not just from a defensive standpoint, but on special teams, and it was great to see. And these players have taken ownership. You know, they've taken ownership in mentoring the younger players. And, you know, I spoke with AJ the other day, and I said, you know, for as much as you hold yourself accountable, you need to start holding your teammates to the same accountability that you hold yourself to. And you could see that rubbing off.
What's your tackling tonight? How would you rate it? And how much does the speed and flux on defense help your team tackle?
Well, I'll know a little bit more when I go back and watch the film, but we missed a couple tackles, but I think overall we did a good job. And we didn't give up very many big plays. And, you know, a lot of it, again, is just the overall speed and athleticism that we've been able to gain defensively. Now we need to continue to get stronger and continue to grow. But again, for first games, you're always worried about tackling, and I thought for the most part we did a fairly decent job with it.
What about Chris Weathers? You mentioned at the line of scrimmage as an undersized guy.
Yeah, Chris is continuing to learn our defensive, you know, scheme, and he brings another element in terms of his speed and his quickness, and you know, he's sipping through a fire hose right now. I mean, everything's coming at him. We've asked a lot of them, you know, not only from a defensive standpoint, but on special teams, and he has a long, long way to go. But hopefully, as these younger players continue to gain valuable in-game experience and live repetitions, we're able to continue to grow, you know, our defensive sets and our offensive sets as well.
Coach, why did you decide to go with Eric Medley, and what did you think of his night?
You know, just kind of a gut feeling. It was neck and neck, but we charted everything throughout the course of training camp, from even specialists to pressure situations, and from about 40 on in, he was 85% efficiency the entire camp. And so he has a very strong leg, and started a little slow, missed it, but came right over me and said, "I got it, Coach." And it was great to see him on the extra points. And then, you know, at that stage of the game when he hit that field goal from the right hash, that was great to see because we needed that at that stage of the game.
How would you assess the run game tonight?
I'll know a little bit more when I see it. Again, they're a very, very good defensive front. What they do schematically challenges you. It's different. So again, there's some different things you have to do in your run schemes. But I'll know a little bit more when I meet with you guys on Tuesday and I watch the video.
For our first game, could you ask for it to be more complete? You had a big play on special teams. Defense carried you the first half, and the offense kind of found the rhythm towards the end.
Well, you know, as a coach, you kind of look back, the 3rd and 1 bothers me. You know, the 4th and 1 with the penalty, the one kickoff return that we gave up. We didn't do very well on 3rd down offensively in the first half. But again, you're playing a good football team. They're going to make their plays. I thought our players were resilient. Again, closing games out, that's critical as well. So it's a lot of teaching lessons and moving forward. And as we know, it's always a lot easier to teach off a win.
Coach, your defensive line was a big question mark coming into the season. Did you truly believe they were going to play as well as they did tonight?
I did. You know, they were much more athletic up front. But again, you never know how they're going to perform until the lights go on. A lot of these individuals performing for the first time. But, you know, again, Derek Barnett gave us some quality snaps. It was great to have Kurt Legit out there. You know, Jordan Williams in the middle, Owen Williams. Damari Mixon adds another dimension in terms of his speed and quickness, and then Chris Weather as well. So again, I thought it was a very good team win.
You mentioned the turnovers. AJ had one on the special teams. Is that why you maybe risk playing your starting linebacker on special teams for that reason?
Well, everything is about field position, and kickoff coverage is the first play of defense. And we need to improve our kickoff coverage from last year, and AJ has a great sense to get to the football. So we just felt where we're at with the youth and experience on this football team is that he needed to be on that football team, and he wanted to do it.
Coach, we talked about the tight ends a lot in camp, and it didn't take long for him to show up tonight, ready to do a touchdown. He did a couple plays. Just how much more expanded is the passing game because of what you can do at that position?
Well, it's great to have the luxury. You know, we have great competition at that position, and have those individuals step up tonight was big, and we're going to need to continue to have them evaluated as the season progresses. But, you know, we want to play with the tight end on the field and get into some different sets. So that was a great starting point for us.
You talked about the way that Justin was really calm and collected tonight going into the game. The way that he operates in the pocket, is that sort of an extension of that? He seemed to have a pretty good feel for the rush.
He did have a good feel for the rush, and we always talk, you know, about being a high vision quarterback when the protection breaks down, and I thought he kept some plays alive with his legs, whether it was a scramble drill out in the perimeter or picking up some valuable yards with his legs. And so again, I just thought the game played slow for him. He was in control of the game, and that was great to see.
I know you took a couple of shots down the field, but was part of the game plan to throw some underneath stuff to help the offensive line and pass protection?
Yeah, you know, get rid of the ball quickly, but also we have to do a better job when we get one-on-one matchups of completing the deep football. That's probably the one thing when I look at it, or one of, you know, a number of things rather, but we have to do a much better job with the deep ball. You know, our receivers getting off the line of scrimmage and then completing it. But, you know, I thought we did a good job of mixing it up.
Anything else, guys?
Any word on Jacob Gillen and Matt Dar? Those guys look like they're going to be okay.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I'm waiting on Jacob Gilliam. I just came in here right now, and Matt Dar will be fine. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.